Peace and love, family. It's another brother, Andre 360. I just felt it was necessary for me to come and build with y'all real quick today on a couple of topics. Really two main topics that I really want to talk on. One is African spirituality, and that a lot of people were getting misconstrued. And then you have the very pressing issue that we have facing the world today with this thing of the coronavirus, which we know is man-made. We know that this is some genetically modified stuff that they created to, biological warfare. But anyway, for y'all to, first of all, I've seen a lot of posts with people speaking on, like my brother Patrick Johnson. A lot of people, not just him, but a lot of people were speaking on how we got to know that don't operate under fear. Don't operate under fear, because fear weakens the immune system. You know what I mean? And fear is an emotion or whatever that affects your body. You know what I mean? It affects not just how you react physically, consciously physically, but also subconsciously physically, and it affects your cells. You know what I mean? What you know or what you feel or whatever, or internalize and focus on, it becomes your reality a lot of times. So we cannot operate under fear. I just want to say that real quick. I'm not going to make this a long video. All right. You got to speak positive affirmations in your life. I suggest burning sage to cleanse your area, cleanse yourself. Of course, you know the regular stuff. Wash your hands. Watch who you're around. Boost up your immune system as much as you can. Get you some echinacea. This particular tea that I got, echinacea tea, is mixed with elderberry. If you could see that, I'm not sure. I'm gonna put it in front of the camera. Elderberry, look it up. Echinacea, look it up if you don't know about it. It's very good for your immune system. It's very powerful, and you can look at this brand again, because this is something that you need in your household. Also, you want to get some black seed. Okay, I got the black seed, the ground black seed, as well as the oil that I take on a regular basis. I put it in my smoothies. Let my kids get it. Look up burdock root if you don't know about burdock root. I went and got me some burdock root. All right, it's cheap. Very good for your immune system. Look it up. Burdock root. Okay, look it up. People use this and they put it in their teas. They brew it in a pot and make tea out of it. Put it in a strainer, put it in a bag, however you feel like doing it. But brew it and boil it for a while. Let the water absorb it, and then put a strainer over your cup or wherever your pitcher that you're pouring it into, and you got some tea, whatever, right there, and that is so healthy for you. Of course, you know, a lot of y'all know about moringa powder. Whatever you get, you want to make sure it's organic. Get you some moringa powder. Moringa is with the benefits it has for the body is incredible. All right, like I said, I'm not going to make this long. Some of y'all know about this stuff, but this is for those who don't know. This here, a lot of people know about burning sage, but y'all don't know about the sage leaf tea. You got to cleanse your inside also. You can't just cleanse your outside. You know what I mean? I actually went to a sister online who has a online business called Spirit Box, and I got some sage bath as well, you know, with lavender and other different herbs mixed in with it, Himalayan sea salt and stuff like that. That's really good and calming, and it's a protective energy also for when you want to cleanse yourself in the bathtub, not just with regular soap and water, but also with the sage and stuff like that. But I highly recommend that. Like I said, get you some organic moringa power, get you some sage leaf tea, get you some burdock root ground up or whatever, you know what I mean, or minced burdock root, and I got it backwards. And you want to boil it in a pot, and you want to make a tea. Of course, put a strainer over whatever pitcher you're going to pour it in after you're done, so you don't get the burdock root inside your tea. You don't want to swallow that stuff, all right? You just want to get the nutrients out of it. And get you some echinacea. All right, echinacea tea mixed with elderberry, you know what I mean? And it's very good for you. Or you can get you some elderberry, of course, black seed oil. But the main topic that I wanted to talk to you about today, African spirituality. Let's talk about that. My friend came up to me yesterday and told me that it was an online class some people was teaching about, being an oracle and how you can learn and all this other type of stuff. I'm not shooting nobody down. I'm just going. What I told him is that I'm interested in what they have to teach in these classes. You know what I mean? Because A lot of people are teaching you about traditions and stuff like that. And if you're following traditions, things that they fought, that they feel as though our ancestors did, you know what I'm saying? And they're not teaching you to tune in, you know what I'm saying? And make your own individual connection with the source, with your higher self, you know what I'm saying? Then that's not true African spirituality, you know what I'm saying? We know that religion, period, is full of lies and myths. However, in its original state, talking about religion now, religion in its original state, in its original untainted state, should I say, untainted state, its core origins can be traced back to Africa. All religions are fragments of African spirituality, as our great Baba, Professor James Smalls teaches. Okay, unfortunately, concerning these religions of today, because of the distortions made to them from their original state of African spirituality, they no longer serve the purpose that it once did in our ancient cultures and civilizations in Africa. You know what I'm saying? So the difference was done intentionally. I mean, this difference in the state that religion is now from its original state and origin of African spirituality was done intentional by non-Africans who vibrate on a very low and inorganic frequency. You know what I mean? It was made to no longer, it was intentionally made to no longer, you know what I mean, be spiritual. Now let's talk about the word spirit. Sphere, circle, 360 degrees, being whole. When you are practicing spherical or spirituality, you know what I mean, you are practicing the reality of you being whole, of you being one, complete with the source, one and whole with all of nature and all in creation. Nature is the ancient Kemetic word for God, the creator. That's where you get the word mother nature from nature. We are Netcheru, you know what I mean, or God beings, you know what I'm saying? The children of God, the offspring of God, the offspring of the source, you know what I'm saying? So it was made to no longer be spherical, you know what I mean, where one practices oneness with all in nature and creation, known as nature or nature, the Kemetic term for God or the creator. Now, this oneness with nature or God and all in creation itself is a vibration. It's a vibration. This oneness with nature and God and all in creation itself is a vibration and a frequency of infinite designs of life. You know what I mean? All in harmony and balance, enabling further creation, expansion, and elevation of life and our infinite selves. You know what I'm saying? It's a vibration. You know what I'm saying? Our ancestors knew this, and outsiders to Africa in its schools of higher learning didn't know this. Our ancestors knew this, but outsiders to Africa in our schools of higher learning didn't know this because it was only taught to a select few amongst our people. You know what I mean? Who our ancestors who carried this knowledge and information passed down to them, you know what I mean, deemed were worthy, you know what I mean, to hold this knowledge, you know what I mean, encoded in their physical DNA and spiritual DNA to attain this, you know what I'm saying, and bring it to the forefront and walk with it. You know what I mean? Those gatherings of secret meetings, teaching these secrets, teaching these truths of your higher self and your oneness, you know what I mean, and how to interact and connect with it, you know what I'm saying, became the first Masonic lodges. They were the origins of the first Masonic lodges, temples and schools. And again, all of it was based and centered around spirituality or spirituality. You know what I mean? Where you were practicing the reality of being a sphere or one with the whole. You know what I mean? You are complete. You know what I'm saying? And this the spirituality that we practice were relearned and practiced, you know what I mean? Where we relearned and practiced being one, like I said, with nature, the whole, 360 degrees, mental, spherical, you know what I mean, and physical. You know what I mean? We practiced being one, you know what I mean? And we relearned how to be one for those of us who forgot that ancient knowledge, those ancient truths. You know what I'm saying? Meditation was part of those schools. So was channeling, you know what I mean? The powers, part of those schools. How do you channel these powers? You know what I mean? First, you got to connect with them. Alchemy, sorcery, etc. was all part of those schools, which in a nutshell was us beings of the source, relearning again and practicing, using the powers that we have in every fiber of our beings. You know what I mean? Now, there are many people talking about African spiritual systems and teaching about African spiritual systems, but if they are not teaching you to tune in, once again, if they are not teaching you to tune in to your higher self, then they are not teaching you true African spirituality. Because true spirituality isn't praying to something separate from you. Those who know the truth, they know that there's no such thing as separation. You know what I mean? There's only the illusion of separation. You know what I mean? And that's a big lie. So if somebody's teaching you to pray to something outside of you, call on some power outside of you, that's foreign to you, you know what I mean? You praying to an enemy. You're praying to a false idol. You're praying and reaching out and calling on something that doesn't exist, a lower vibration. You know what I'm saying? All of it is in you. You know what I mean? If they are not teaching you to follow, if they are teaching you to follow, should I say, a set format of rituals for a way to pray or be spiritual, or if they are teaching you to follow these traditions once again, then they are not teaching you the true African spirituality. Our ancestors left rituals, you know what I mean, to act only as guidelines to aid in you making your own connection with your higher self. I'm going to say that again. Our ancestors left their rituals to act only as guidelines to aid in you making your own connection, you know what I'm saying, with your higher self and the source, just like they did. True African spirituality is practicing oneness with the source by first acknowledging that you are part of the infinite whole. You know what I mean? You finding a way to connect with that source within you, around you, and that you are a part of is key to opening the door to balance harmony, which opens the door to self-sustenance, and then opens the door to continuous elevation. And this can't be done by following what worked for somebody else. This can't be done by following what other people left behind just because it was the best way for them. What may work for one person may not work for you. We are individuals and unique in design, although we are all part of the same and part of the whole. You know what I mean? Your own individual connection, though, must be made with the help and the guidance of your ancestors and those guidelines via the rituals that they left behind. You know what I'm saying? They serve as nothing more than that alone. So I'm going to end this video real quick. I hope I shared some knowledge with y'all. I hope I gave y'all some information that y'all could use. Like I said, I don't know it all. I just accept the downloads that's given to me in the middle of the night, through the middle of the day, or whatever, and I share the information. I've done research. I've been doing this for a long time as well. But a lot of this stuff is already in us. That's why it's called information and not outformation. We already know this stuff. So it's going to come to you. It's in your DNA. You know what I'm saying? It's in every fiber of your beings, your physical being and your spiritual being, because you have a physical DNA as well as a spiritual DNA. Or should I say you have a spiritual DNA as well as a physical DNA, as above, so below. And every fiber of your physical and spiritual being, every cell, you know what I mean, it has information encoded inside of it. You know what I mean? The cells around your heart know to protect the heart and to sustain the heart and to tell the heart what to do to function, to keep that part of your body flowing, or to keep your body completely alive, period. Your spleen, your lungs, your liver, everything, all the cells around them act in accordance with those parts and organs of your body. Your brain does the same thing. And this is how your physical is sustained, by the information that's in every cell. You know what I mean? The genetic DNA that's in every cell that's encoded with information. You know what I mean? Spiritual information. You come out knowing certain things from the door. You know to get on your mom's breast to get your milk. You know what I'm saying? You know to back up from a fire once you feel that it's hot. Nobody teaches you that it's hot. You know that it's hot. Oh, you pull back, yell out, ouch, or whatever. I might be tripping right now. You know what I mean? Just trying to give y'all some examples, but it's already in you. Don't pray to nothing outside of you. You know what I mean? And the traditions serve as nothing more. And the rituals serve as nothing more but guidelines for you to make your own individual connection. You know what I mean? You can't connect through the source through somebody else's way of doing it. You know what I mean? They're just guidelines for you to connect. And that's what our ancestors wanted us to do. They didn't want us to just copy them. They wanted us to take it further than them. I'm supposed to be better than my father. My father was supposed to be better than his father, and so on back. My son's supposed to be better than me. He's supposed to take it further than me. We build. We continuous elevation. That's us. You know what I mean? It's your nether brother Andre 360 degrees of wholeness, balance, perfection, and power. Peace and love, y'all. I'm out.